Okay, so we're going to just have a look at the class activity record sheet for the approaches to childhood learning. In the first part there you can see just to write in your name, the date, the week number and whether or not you attended or not. The name of the activity is where you put the actual name of the activity, so it might be finger painting, for example, so we'll use that throughout. So materials used would be finger paint, paper and so on. The time plan would be how you would plan out what you do when, so how much time each part will take. The room and equipment requirements, the things you will need in order to complete that activity. The general aim of the activity is the overall kind of intention of it. So with finger paint it would be to be able to use the paint with just the fingers. The learning outcomes of the activity then are what actually comes out of that. So it's a tactile experience and so on would be one of them. So describe how it is made. So again, if it was an object or a piece of work, describe how it's going to be made. Describe how it could be used with children, if that was an object that you were creating. If like the finger paints, how it could be used with children. Okay, so the next part of the explanation of the form is the benefits and learning of the activity for the child. So again, just listing those, what you think those are. The age group for that particular activity. So what age do you think it would be suitable for? And adapting to special needs, any particular way in which you think that activity could be adapted. Adapting for outside or inside. So if it's an outside activity, how would you adapt it for inside? If it's an inside activity, how would you adapt it for outside, and so on. So again, this part then is simplifying the activity. So in other words, how would you make it even simpler than the way it is? If it's a complex activity, how would you make it simple? So variations of the activity is other ways, similar but different. So similar activities, ways of doing something. So variations, if you think about finger paint, maybe you could do a variation of that. So it might be finger paint with added corn flour to it. So it might be, or adding sand to it. So you vary the activity slightly. Similar idea but different. So the learning outcomes then, how you think that might link this activity, how it links to Ashton, or other curriculums that you might have experience of. Safety, so anything that you need to think about in terms of safety in the activity. Extensions, so this is where you go into other areas. So with finger paint you might be doing maybe it might be large sheets of paper in which you draw numbers, for example, or you bring in music into it, or maths, or early writing. So you're extending it into a different area, maybe into sound, or you add it to another activity in which you get a different activity altogether. So in this section, the interactions with children talk about, so I'll give an example of the types of things you might talk about with the child using that particular activity. Problem solving element. So again, think about the types of problems that child are going to come across and how you might assist the child in solving that problem. The last part there then is the evaluation of the activity, is your evaluation of how you thought it went and anything that you want to add to it. Additional information is images from other places, you're looking on the internet, books, articles, video links, websites and so on. And it's where you have an opportunity to just bring in anything else that you think might be useful. To make this form as useful as possible, it is a good idea to bring in some of the images that you would have taken in class, plus any images from outside. So look on the internet, look for images and other places where you think by adding to this it would be useful.